Hello again. Hi. So today I decided to do as I promised and put together a video on how to splice electrical wires together with a good, strong mechanical splice. And so I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so what I have to do, first of all, let's start with a nice fresh cut. And I'm going to cut both the wires on this plug. There we go. And then, running out of space on this one here, but anyway, this will work for what I'm trying to show you. And give yourself a good, say, an inch there. And same idea on the other one here. Good inch. Like so. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pigtail these, each one of these, there, and like that. But remember, each one of these wires, so each wire is going to be separated into two pigtails, okay? I'll show you why. So now we do this. This is the one we're going to attach it to, splice it to, using this technique. Not exactly the same wire, but same idea. 1 inch around that. This is not very nice wire either, but for the demonstration we'll show you, or for the demonstration purposes it will work. So, that one's nicer. Okay, so now with these, what I've noticed is that on the positive side, you'll notice that there is a rough, and this happens with most of these little extension cords. There's one, the positive side is connected to a rougher. It's got like some ridges on it. Okay, it's the same on this too. So there's some ridges here. The negative side, and you can tell the positive side also has the wider thing on this, you see. Anyway, you may be using something different, or you may be in a different country, and that's kind of irrelevant to you, but that has different wiring systems. But anyway, here in Canada, this is the way it works with these little extension cords. So I will match that up with this ribbed portion with this ribbed portion, and that way I know which wire is which when I go to do it later. So here we go. I'm going to take the positive one here, pigtail it, and I'm going to now do this with this wire. I'm going to match up the pigtails, go like so, and then do the old, this is the way that most people do these. They just twist them, but they only do one twist. They don't do the pigtails. What this does is it creates two connections with the same wire. You go like that. See? Twist it up really nice. Nice job. I am by no means a master craftsman, so if you are better with your hands, more of an artistic type than I am, you will probably be able to do a much nicer job of this. Now, you see that? So this is just one simple wire divided into two, and then like that. And so then what you do is you go like this. Well, what I do is I cross them over, and then wind them on like that. And then the other one like this. Nice and tight. See that? There. Now that is a super strong connection. Like you'd have to really yard on that to pull that apart. It's much different than if you just If you just did the old-fashioned way and just twist them together this way without the pigtails, that'll come apart very easily. But in this case, you don't have to do that. So I won't bother going into doing the whole other one for you, but the same idea applies. You create a pigtail here, or two pigtails for this side for the negative wire, and then you do the same idea. You just wind them together like that. Well, here, I might as well do it. There. Here. And here's the other one. Run these two pigtails together. And what's great about this is that it's also creates enough of a surface connection for the wires. It's quite optimal. See, I pull that apart just to give it some room to wrap. And then sometimes I even do this, and I do like a full twist, and that gives it even solider, more solid mechanical connection. And then, but it gives a very good connection when you do it this way, as opposed to just twisting the wires together without this kind of a braiding or wrapping effect. Go like that. And you see, here's the nice thing. So now you've done this, and it's super strong. And you've got a good solid connection. And when you put some tape around that, you would hardly know that there was a connection underneath there, and that's nice too. So it makes it kind of a little aesthetically better. Now, as I mentioned in my other video, you know, if you go to the dollar store and you buy half a dozen of the little white ones or the green ones, then you can have matching pieces. I literally buy these little ones for $1.25. I forget what it is, 8-gauge wire. It works great, you know, and they're the minimal loss with our solar system. And I'll give you an example of what I've done here as well. This is my inverter, and over here, so this is my inverter. I'm gonna plug this here for a sec, and so I've got this set up here, see, and right over here, I have got this plugged into our 12-volt system. Try and show you this. Yeah, so this inverter has got this kind of a plug coming off the back of it, and this gets plugged into the 12-volt system over here, just as though you're in a house, except it's 12-volt. There. Now, of course, you have to, you know, and you'll see that I've marked this with 12-volt because, you know, you don't want somebody plugging the inverter into a 110, okay? So I mark it with that. So as long as this stuff is kept in the ecosystem of this boat, it shouldn't be a problem for you, but this comes in really handy, being able to plug this in directly like that, and then I have an inverter plugged in. This system, this setup also makes it so that I can. This setup also makes it so that I can plug in the solar panels into the system easily using these sorts of things. Anyway, today's video is supposed to be about these splices, and that's, they work great. They're very strong. So, and as I said, if you are a little bit better at craftsmanship than I am, then you'll be able to do a great job. And there's other videos on this technique on YouTube. Maybe take a look. It's the same basic idea. That you can improve on this slightly, but it really works great. And it makes me more confident in the connections when they're done this way, because it is a really good solid mechanical connection. There. So I hope that that you enjoyed that and get some value out of it. It's a handy technique. It's worked well for me, and yeah, those connections, the splices, and using those wires on the boat has made it really versatile, so that I can unplug panels, move them around. I can add items to the system as it comes up, and I don't have to be getting on Amazon and eBay all the time trying to buy new connectors. These connectors work great, and the splicing method I use works brilliantly as well. And one other tip I might add is Vaseline. The petroleum jelly is great. If you want to keep water out of things, then hit them with a bunch of that, and it's a great way on the ends of wires. You put that on the wires, and it will keep the water right out of there, and it works really well as well. Just tips, because it gets pretty wet out here in the Pacific Northwest in the winter, and yeah, it works well for us. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to try and put some more cool stuff on here for you. Some of my things, and I finished my last video with a quote from Red Green, and I will again today, and that is, if your wife doesn't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy. So my wife's a two-time winner on that one, because I'm both. There you go.